As Nadine said, I'm Becky, the youth minister here, and I must say, now the lights are on, it's really great to see your beautiful faces this morning. How amazing is what we just heard. God created the heavens and the earth, and he separated the light from the darkness. He said, "Let there be light," and there was. Just take a minute to breathe in the awesomeness of that. Because, friends, together this morning, we are going to continue to see how awesome God is and the power of God's light. Now, I want to ask you a question. Which one is better, day or night? Put your hand up if you're a day person.
Me.
Oh. Put your hand up if you're a night person. So a few of us. Put your hand up if you didn't go to bed that early last night. Cool, okay. It's interesting how some of us are day people and some of us are night people. I asked you this because of a little baby barn owl called Plop. Plop. The other day when I was thinking about the service, Plop popped into my head. Random, I know. Plop is from a book called The Owl Who is Afraid of the Dark. Have you read that book? Well, I'm going to ask everyone in a minute. Is that all right? Cool. It was a favourite book of Claire's when she was a child, and I hadn't heard her talk about it all the time, but I'd not read it properly. So I was excited. I thought, brilliant. It's popped into my head. It's about an owl that is afraid of the dark. This is incredible because it's so connected with Christingle, because it's all about kind of finding the scariness and the bad in the dark, and then finding the light of Jesus and the light of others. Hang on a minute, Ben. And the light of others. And then I read it. And it is not about the scariness of the dark, or the dark being bad at all. It's about Plop's discovery of the wonderfulness of the dark and the kindness of the people that he meets along the way. Now, I'm going to ask you now, has anyone read the book, The Owl That Was Afraid of the Dark, before? Now, what I'd also like to know is I think there's two versions. So there's the older version that's a bit thicker. Who's read that version?
No.
Okay. And then who's read the picture book, the new version?
Me.
Ah, I know someone that would say that the old version is better than the new version, but I'm not going to cause any trouble this morning. Cool. For those of you that haven't, that can be your homework. I also think, now I'm going to get a title wrong, but please forgive me for that, but Catherine Middleton, Duchess, did, Princess now, sorry, thank you, did a CBeebies version of it. So if you don't want to read, you can go and watch that on YouTube. Okay, great. Now, what, Ben?
When you said it got into your mind, you should say plop.
Oh, it plopped into my mind. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay. So here are a few highlights, because if I read you the book, we'd be here for a long while. So I'm going to talk to you about what the book talks about, light in the darkness and Christingle. You see, Plop was a baby barn owl. And as you know, owls are night birds. So he was supposed to sleep in the day and go out hunting for food at night. But he was so scared. So his mum told him to go and speak to people about the dark. And he found out that it was exciting because you can see fireworks in the dark. It was fun because you can build campfires in the dark. And it was wonderful because you can see stars in the dark. And he kept exploring and asking and discovering. He found out that he wasn't scared anymore. He was ready to be the barn owl he was created to be, a night bird that goes out into the dark. What does this have to do with Christingle? Well, the common theme in Plop's story was discovering the light in the darkness. And Jesus is that light. It says in John 1, verses 4 to 5, In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Like we did in the beginning, let's just pause for a second to take that in. Jesus is the light. We do not have to feel hopeless or afraid in what is a scary and dark world at the moment, with bills and poverty, loneliness, coldness, and war. We can go with Jesus and discover the light of food banks, friends, warm spaces in our community, a smile, hey, a hug, a light. Let's not let the darkness overcome us, but find Jesus in that light and be challenged to do something kind this Advent, to shine the light of Jesus into the lives of others. So friends, I'm going to read a short piece that Nadine sent me. You can ask her for the author's name because I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to try. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go. Love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in the darkness for the light that is you. Go and be the barn owl that you're created to be. Shine that light in the darkness and don't be afraid. Amen.
Dear Father Christmas, can we have a new projector? Is my first thought. Try to be. So it is wonderful to see so many of you. I've got some fantastic pictures of you all around the church with your lit Christingle. So it's brilliant to see you all. It's been a busy weekend. We had wreath making, and some of us who are here today were doing that yesterday. Some of us were also here last night for a wonderful performance of the Messiah, and now this now. So this is really good, a good beginning to Advent and our preparations for Christmas. Next week, on Saturday afternoon, between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, there's a tea dance. All the chairs will be moved. We've got a swing band coming to play, so you can dance, you can sing carols, you can have tea, you can have cake, lots of fun. And it is for everybody. So anybody who would like to come along or know people who would enjoy to come, please do invite them. Next Sunday as well, we've got one of our church walks. Michael and Carol Crockett lead those. So that's happening. If you don't get our church update and want more details, then have a word with one of us. That'll be happening. You can see a tree, a wooden tree there. It's our giving tree. We do this in conjunction with the other churches in Wendover. There are tags on there, and you're invited to take a tag or two, find the gift that it says, wrap it up and put the tag onto it. And they all go to Aylesbury Women Refuge. So please, if you can help to support the families that are there, that'd be great. Gifts need to be back in church by the 18th so that they can then go into Aylesbury. On the back table as you came in, there are bundles of Christmas cards. It's the Churches Together Christmas card, wishing the whole of the community a happy Christmas. They need delivering. So if you have some time, could you have a look? You may well not find your street because they're distributed by the 3 churches. But if you could have a look and see if there's somewhere you could deliver, we'd be really, really grateful. Hopefully you are aware if you're not, I'm telling you, that we now have a warm welcome space at the Christian Centre on a Tuesday between 10 and 4, I think. And there's coffee in the morning, there's soup at lunchtime, there's tea and things in the afternoon. And then on a Thursday afternoon between 2 and 5, it's open again. And the purpose for this is as a place for anybody who is struggling to heat their homes and are, around during that time, to be able to go in. The Christian Centre is always nice and warm. There will be, I'd say, tea cake and people to talk to. So we've had lots of volunteers, which is fantastic, but we need a few more for a Thursday afternoon. Ian, who's going to wave his hand, is the person who's coordinating it. There's also the piece of paper to sign up is on the table at the back. Again, I say this is an initiative right across the community where we're trying to help, where people really are struggling. And I don't know about you, but I've looked at the temperatures for this coming week, and the minus numbers are starting to creep in. So, I think we really need to be helping with that. Thank you if you brought food bank food. There's always a box there for it to go to the Chiltern Food Bank. And again, let's try and help as much as we possibly can. Our Christmas services, there's a poster there and they're going out. On the 18th of December, we've got our carols by candlelight at 7 o'clock. And there'll be mulled wine and mince pies after that. On the 24th, Christmas Eve, we're doing an outdoor celebration, Light into Darkness. Come and sing some carols, get wrapped up warm, and enjoy. This is, if you used to come to our crib services, this is what it's morphed into. We can't get 500 people in here safely anymore, so that's what we're doing. 11:30 there'll be midnight mass, and then 8 o'clock, as said, communion service, and 10 a.m. an all-age communion service with Mrs. Rose and I sort of doing a double act, and who knows what will happen. So that's all happening. Please do join us for any or all of that. We really would love to see you. Anybody else got anything that they wanted to need to say? No, I think we're there.